Thank you for your partnership in Christ's passion for the lost. I have an old story for you. The World Evangelism Fund of the Church of Nazarene helps in some strange ways sometimes. Several years ago, I was in a long board meeting at the White House on the campus of Luzon Nazarene Bible College just before graduation. Reverend Marcelino Choco, the district superintendent for Luzon District, was sitting right beside me, and he kept leaning over and whispering to me, "We have a new church." "Great," I whispered back. "Where is it?" "Up in Mountain Province, started by a farmer." Now, I had promised all the Philippine district superintendents that if they started a new church, I would go and see it. The meeting finally took a break, and Reverend Ochoco said, "Would you like to go see it tomorrow?" "There is no way," I said. "We have a graduation tomorrow. It takes 8 hours to drive one way." "They just paved the road," he replied. "It only takes 2 hours now." "We would have to leave at 2 a.m. "No," he replied, "we could leave at 3:30, but you would have to drive your van. You drive fast, and we need that." The graduation was at 10 a.m. I had a well-deserved reputation for driving fast. At 3:30 sharp the next morning, Naomi, Marcelina and Thelma Ochoco and Viola Lartek and I all pulled out of the campus and started up the cold and foggy road to Mountain Province. The road snaked back and forth and was only about 1.5 cars wide, with a steep drop on the left and a mountain wall on the right. And I was nervous and drove as fast as I could while everybody in the car was getting sick. At 5:30, the sun rose over the mountains, and we pulled into a steep drive in the parsonage of a Nazarene church. The pastor's wife fed us breakfast while several of the members gathered around, and soon the farmer who had started the new church pulled up in his narrow farm truck. About 15 people, including the district superintendent, all piled in the back, and Neil and I started there, but they told us that we needed to go up to the front. I slid in the seat by the stick shift, and Neil was by the door, and we slammed it shut and were squeezed in. The farmer got in and drove over the top of the hill, and suddenly we were looking straight down through the windshield. Naomi grabbed me, afraid that I was going to pop the shifter, and I grabbed her, afraid the door would pop open. 15 terrifying minutes later, we pulled into a beautiful, sunny valley with a small school and a new church under construction. The farmer had attended only 2 or 3 of our church plant training sessions, and he knew there was no church in this valley. He farmed. So he started one by asking the small school to open on Sundays, and people began to walk miles down these hills and valleys to come to church and to come to Christ. Many began to follow Jesus, and that farmer became a pastor as well. Just a few months after starting, 70 new members were accepted into the church, and they started building their own church building just beside the elementary school. The World Evangelism Fund had assisted our Bible college, the church plant training, and even the cost of our trip to go see this little church. Your prayer opened the heart of a farmer to see what God could do in the place where he worked. Thank you again so much for partnering with us.